Hi everybody, JP here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to properly gauge your ears. So when you start gauging your ears, and if you get a gauge kit, it'll typically come in a box with little bags of tapers. They come with tapers and tunnels to put in after you use the tapers. But you'd start with the 14 gauge. That's where you'd want to start, depending if you feel like you could. So, when I first gauged my first holes, I started at an 8, but you're supposed to start with 14. So that's how I'm going to do it for you guys, showing you how to properly do this. So the first step to gauging your ears is obviously to clean them and make sure that both the tapers and your ears are well lubricated, so then there is no snagging and blowing out of your ear. So start by taking out your regular earring first. And yes, I know, it's kind of bloody. This ear's always bled whenever I've pierced it or whatnot. I don't know why. It's always been this one. This one's never done it. Yours typically won't do that. For some odd reason, mine does, but it's whatever. I've clearly done this before. It's not my first time piercing my ears. I've had my first holes here, which are now up to a 0 gauge, pierced a total of 3 times. And now I've gauged them finally, and there's the second hole. We're going to be putting the small taper through. But when you go to gauge your ears, I always start by cleaning off the earlobe to make sure there's no bacteria and whatnot on your ear to get it infected when you go to put in the gauge or the taper. And you just need about that much paper towel. Do that. And I took a small amount of water, Dawn dish soap, and rubbing alcohol, put it in a little Tupperware bowl, and mixed it all together. I find it the best way for me to clean my piercings is by doing that. I just like it better. It seems to have always worked. And that's what I would recommend doing. But what you want to do is just get about half of it wet in here. Bring it out a bit. Just so it's not drenched. No, I don't want to be getting stuff soaked, making a mess. And just fold it again. Just fold it down to about like this size. Wet. No. Wipe it. Get stuff a little soapy and foamy, like fingers are now soapy, foamy a bit. And you clean your earlobe. This won't stop bleeding until it's just completely healed over. Every time I stretch, this one's probably going to bleed. That's what my first hole did. It's always been that ear. Don't know why. Yes, I did just pierce this ear today myself, but when I first did this ear, I pierced it to a 10 gauge. I started at a 10 gauge hole in that ear. So me piercing it with a 20 gauge needle shouldn't make it bleed, but it does. This ear's just more sensitive than this one. Okay, so now that you've done that, you're going to want to take out your 14 gauge or your 12 gauge, depending on where you feel comfortable starting. I recommend starting at a 14 gauge, and if, you know, that feels fine to you, move up to 12 if that's what you want to do. That's what I did the first time I ever tried gauging my ears. So the tapers are going to come with these little rubber O-rings. Just slide it off. There you go. I recommend using like a gauging oil to stretch your ears, like a stretching oil. That's what I used. I make my own like homemade stretching oil in a later video. Maybe I'll post a video on how I made it. But until then, I'm just gonna do these videos, how-tos, you know, tips and tricks type stuff. Just show you how to gauge it. So what you would want to do is pretty much just dip your thumb in it so it covers your surface of your thumb. Rub your index finger and your thumb together. Slide it across the taper as you spin it. So you make sure you cover the whole thing. And then put your index finger in, let whatever drip off. You know, you just have a fingertip cover, you know, not too much. Rub your fingers together again. Then just massage your earlobe where you're piercing, or well, gauging. Yes, my ear is still red from bleeding, but that's whatever. Shit happens, I guess, you know. Fuck it. Now this is lubed up, and we have our ears lubed up and washed. This hole is ready to go in. So you just find the hole. Come on. Okay, found it. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, there we go. It's in. I just need to feed it through. Come on. Okay, there we go. Now it's fed through. This is stinging a bit because this ear is so much more sensitive, and it's a fresh piercing. But you just push it. Oh. Damn, that stings a bit. I will cut back to it after this is in, and we can wrap up the video. Hi, I've got the 14 gauge tapers in, and it's not looking too bad. It feels okay. Stings a little bit because it is a fresh piercing. I did get pierced today. You probably shouldn't do it after fresh piercing. You have to keep an eye on it, you know, make sure no infections come along, and just to keep it healthy and clean. I hope you found this video useful. Comment, you know, what you think I should change, what else I should do for videos, and I will see you in the next video.
All I see is scrubs, face me mud, on a couple drugs, smoke amigo plug, FTP my blood.